Hi guys. The owner of this gun said he doesn't know what happened. He had it behind the seat of his truck, and when he got it out, this is what it looked like. So I'm guessing he moved his seat and squashed the gun, and somehow, unfortunately, it's a clean break, or it would have been a clean break. But what he went and did was, after this kind of bent up this way, he went and broke it off. Broke that off, and now we got a jagged edge there, and we can't get it to line back up on the grain. So I'm going to have to do some magic over there to get this to move forward to get to its required position up there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out as I go. I'm thinking that I will use that hole, which is not used for anything, to do the initial mend or the initial clamp on it through there. So the plan at the moment is that that hole and that hole was there. I'm not sure what it's for. There are some of the Marlin 60s and 99s that's got a trigger guard that's cut out further, and I think uh, that's what that's for. I don't know. So what I did was I made that hole slightly bigger so that I can get a screw, and I shortened the screw. I first cut the thread in that hole with a screw, then shortened the screw to the correct length, and that screw just goes through there so that I'm not putting any stress on it. And then I cleaned up this curled over portion as well as that curled over portion over there, and it's going to be ugly, and it's a pity the guy broke the stock off. Anyway, this is where we're at the moment. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use this as the first attachment, and just going to use that to align everything, so get it all in line. And I'll get some acroglass into that crack, and then use the screw to align it, and then wrap it up with surgical tubing. And this is going to be ugly at the back here, but that's what happens. Epoxied up and ready to go together. Wrapped up in surgical tubing to clamp the two parts together. Got the surgical tubing off. Now for the major cleanup. Gonna have to fill that back in once get there. The surgical tubing obviously squished it all out, and I'm thinking that maybe a reinforcing rod through this whole crack through there is what's needed. After the rough clean, got all the excess epoxy off. Just got to strip the rest of the finish off. Here you guys, got that cleaned up and got this filled in. Said it was going to be ugly, and it's ugly. Now busy pulling off the finish off the stock with a metal scraper. It's just a carpentry scraper, and I'm not going to be able to show you. I'm holding the stock, and I'm just pulling the finish off. If you use sandpaper, the varnish on the stock just clogs up that sandpaper in 1 or 2 strokes, and you don't get it off. Got all the old finish stripped off the stock. Haven't sanded it yet. So originally my plan was to put a reinforcing rod through there, but I've got a change of plan. So if you bear with me on this, that surface ends on that line. That screw, which I've put back, runs up through there, and I've got it running to just before protruding out the top end there. I got about an inch that this screw is going into the stop end of the wood. If I want to put a cross bar through there or reinforcement bar through there, I've got to come out at about on that flat there, which if I bring it out to the outside is that mark. So if I put my rod through there, it's going to punch through on the inside over there, and I'm only holding about half an inch of wood. So I've got more attachment by using that screw and leaving that screw in, and I can't do both because they intersect at that point. And if I bring this into before it intersects, it's actually holding nothing. I can swing it up, and leave that screw in, but then I'm creating a little triangle, which in my mind is not going to make it stronger, but weaker. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave that screw in. I've epoxied it back in, so it's pulling, holding this together. I've got that epoxy line there. Sand it to 400 grit, and then just wipe down with a damp cloth for the fibers to stand up, and then those fibers, I knock those fibers down with the 600 grit. Now for the walnut stain. After 2 coats of stain, and what I used is Birchwood Casey's walnut stain. So after 2 coats of that, the stock has got a weird look to it. It's kind of got a grey, and then it's got these, and this is on the laminate, these brown pieces that's coming through. I don't know, the grey actually hides the mend line quite nicely. We'll see what it turns out like after the oil. All done. Got walnut stain on there. Then I got a 1 coat of Danish oil. It's Watco Danish oil, and then 2 coats of Birchwood Casey True Oil. The laminate stock kind of came out a weird color with with a stain, but at least the gun is back in operation. That was the brake line through there where it broke. That's where I had to rework, where they broke the hinge off, and then the brake line goes back across. It's a pity about that. If they didn't break it off, we could have probably have achieved a line like that all the way around. But anyway, it was broken off, and that's how it ended up. But at least it's back in operations. Stay safe, guys. We talk again. Cheers.